on, baby. Let's get this thing going. Thank everybody for tuning in, man. We're getting close to training camp. We're getting close to everything as it relates to Cowboys offseason. We also talked about the personnel groupings of what the Cowboys will do and how they utilize their personnel more this year than they did last year and the previous years and things like that. As far as changing, I do know that a lot of people said, okay, the Cowboys are predictable. We know what they're going to do. We understand what they're going to try to do out there as relates to pretty much everything from A to Z. But one thing that I can tell you guys right here, when you throw in a new wrinkle, when you put in a new philosophy on how they're going to actually try to run this offense, you got to go back to the personnel grouping. And I always say this too as well. Jason Garrett, he is an X's and O's guy. Now, with that being said, I do know that he's such a guy that likes to do the same thing over and over again, but his strength against your strength, his strong suit against your strong suit. So we're looking at personnel, and we're thinking about what Jason Witten does when he was playing for the Cowboys. They didn't take him off the field, and they didn't have a lot of opportunities to remove him off the field because Jason Witten is on every single play. Shout out to, I think this SXE lady. He says, good morning. Then Mike Mardo, shout out to you too as well. That's in the chat box. When we're talking about Jason Witten being on the field multiple times, right? And he never gets off the field. Now we have the opportunity to have different type of plays, different type of setups, different type of formats. Now you're going to have actually, you can go with a setup without the tight end. That's called, you just take the tight end off. We can put in the slot. We can run more sweeps. We can run more Tavon Austins. But what that does is that it also removes the aspect of having somebody to block for you. But neither here nor there, we still got Jameis Olawale. You still have the Tavon Austin. And then we got to understand if Rico Gathers make this team. Will they try to line him up more inside? Will they try to take him off the field in that fashion? It could be. That could be the philosophy there. But let's look at this thing here. I just posted a video about the personnel's groupings, and I want you guys to take a look at that and take a long, hard look at what the philosophy may be for the Cowboys. Shout out to Cowboys Nation TV DC4L, man. Shout out to you, Cheap Suit, too, as well. How you gonna name yourself Cheap Suit, man? Hey, so with that being said, this team collectively, if we can find a way to utilize the setups with the four wides, and then also still don't compromise your team in the sense where you have the same tight end out there set up, because you're going to have the Schultz. I think that he's more of a finesse, just grittish, grimish type of blocker. So now you have a power sweep that you can utilize too as well when you have the traditional fullback setup out there too as well. And then you also have the possibility of Ezekiel Elliott. He's so flexible. Can you imagine you give one look and then all of a sudden you motion Ezekiel Elliott out of the backfield? That changes the mindset of the opposition. Shout out to Brandon Newkirk, man. Salute. Law Live. What's going on, man? Thank you for the donation for the other day, man. Appreciate you. Italian Cowboys. Yo, going on, man. Mike Mardo is early. It's Saturday. You know, shout out to everybody. It's going to be 4th of July. I want you guys to celebrate that too as well, because it is what it is. Hate the word finesse, Law. You got it is. Our defensive front four is finesse, and we don't have that grittish, nasty, grimish guy that you can put into the inside, and you can say he's going to take over the defense. You know, it just finesse. As far as the running back core, the way Ezekiel Elliott runs, people look at him as a. I don't put Ezekiel Elliott in that one box as a finesse running back, but I do look at Jameis Olawale like that. I think that he can catch out of the backfield. Rod Smith, those guys, and also Bo Scarborough. They're pretty much all the same person. Bo Scarborough, Rod Smith, and the actual Darius Jackson. These guys are not like just guys that you can put under one microscope. They can do so many things, and they have the skill set to catch out of the backfield, which is a plus, a major plus. What's up, Mike Mardo? The only thing you are going to miss is the 3rd and short. You know it. We got Jason Witten. Yeah, Jason Witten, this thing is with Jason Witten. He's a sure catcher of the ball. And was Jason Witten the best blocker we ever seen in the world? Uh, I will argue the fact that he's not the best blocker, but over seasons of time, he became better in his craft at blocking. And with Jason Witten gone this year, I mean, it's opened up so many opportunities for the shorts to be rotated in. If Swain can step it up, and Blake Jarwin. These guys, I think that they have a better yards after catch. And it's just so many opportunities where you can do a little bit more. You can line up more in the 20 personnel, or you can line up more in the 10 personnel. So those are things that we were missing last year. And then you can take under the account too as well as the wetback. Son of a guns out. No Dak Ninja. What's up, man? What's going on with you? Who else we got in the mix, man? Don't anybody pull a JPP and blow their fingers off? Yeah. Please don't blow your fingers off, guys, for 4th of July. I do know 4th of July falls on the middle of the week, but this is the weekend that most people are going to start barbecuing. I got to get out there in this hot Texas heat. It's a 105 degrees going to be today, and I got to set up this nice Cowboys tent that I bought yesterday. It's gonna look nice, you know. Everybody who come over my house, they're gonna have to sit in the Cowboys chair. Italian Cowboys, he cried. What's going on? Don't anybody pull that JPP? Yeah. What's good? This is from Jonathan Cook. Nothing. It's Saturday. We got a lot of things to do. We got a lot of film to look at. We got tons of information that we have to go over as far as the outlook of the team. You know, who will be the guy that's going to step it up that nobody actually have an eye on? You know, it's one of those things too. Like I said, I'm having my big pet cat is Michael Gallup. I just have everything on the line for him. I do know that he's a rookie wide receiver, but look for like week 3, week 4. This kid is gonna step it up. Everybody gonna be like, "Whoa, wow! Look at this Michael Gallup kid." You know, yeah, I'm excited for this young squad, and I'm so excited for this young squad. What's this? Let me move around right here. Let me see what we got. I love the chat box, man. I love the fire box. I call you guys the fire box. Bo Scarborough. This is the thing. This is what I want to see. You guys carrying the conversation for me. Bo Scarborough. This is what I want to see out of Bo. And Bo knows, right? If they find room on the team for him making the team, this is what I want with Bo. I want Bo to come in maybe late 3rd, 4th quarter and finish. Yeah, I just really think that Ezekiel, heavy doses of Ezekiel Elliott. And they like to give Ezekiel Elliott rest when coming into the second half, right? So he can just finish the 4th quarter. But what I'd like to see with this Cowboys roster is for us to utilize Rod Smith and Bo Scarborough in those spells, in the spell back situation. So after the 2nd quarter, after Zeke done really pound the opposition, you put in the Rod Smith, and then you finish it off with the Bo Scarborough. That would be nice. So what will you do with the other setups, like the Jameis Olawale and I guess you can say Tavon Austin? I don't know what you would do with those extra setups during the latter part of the season, like as far as the 3rd and 4th quarter. But what we can see is we can only speculate, and hopefully training camp will let us know everything. Just like the formations on how we're going to set up. This training camp is going to set up so many things, whereas we're going to say, okay, this guy, he can stay healthy, he make the team. This guy, he's steady injured, whatever, you know, he's not going to make the team. But it's all about the 46-man roster too as well. I'm a Redskin fan. What Donor think? I guess this is Reggie Dunn. He says he's a Redskin fan. What do you think of Alex Smith? A lot of people hating on Alex Smith. It's because, you know, they saw him play for the 49ers. They saw what he did for the Kansas City Chiefs, and they think that the guy's washed up. They think the guy's like a garbage quarterback. To me personally, I would rather have an Alex Smith than a Kirk Cousins. I would rather play against, now as far as the Cowboys, I would rather play against a Kirk Cousins than an Alex Smith. Alex Smith is pretty much, he's going to be protecting the ball. He's not going to give the ball away, and he's not going to threaten you too much down the field. And if you look at the the Redskins wide receiving core, and I just know it's a Cowboys centric channel, but you got to study your opposition. If you look at the Redskins wide receiver core, you guys got a guy named Crowder who can take the top off the defense, line up inside, who can get up the field vertical. Everybody else, I'm not even worried about. I'm not worried about the Josh Doxson. I think that you can jam him on the line, although he can catch the 50-50 ball, but I think Cheeto Bear Woozy ain't going to eat him up. So I'm not worried about Josh Doxson. I'm not worried about the other receiver. Now you guys got, speaking of personnel talk, you guys are going to run a lot of 12 personnel. You got the Reed kid, and you have the Vernon, or whatever this name is, the other tight end. These tight ends will make threats to our team. So with that being said, I think that Alex Smith, he's going to utilize that short dump off underneath pass. And then they have a 1-2 punch with the Darius Geis, and they have the Samaje Piran, or however you say this man's name. And I think you got your Hammer and your Thunder. It's going to be a tough battle. And I love what you guys did as far as the defensive tackle, as far as the inside. So if you give Alex Smith time to throw the ball, if you give Alex Smith a short end of the field with good defense, you might see a good team. But at the end of the day, we'll see. We will see what was going to come out whenever we play the Redskins. What is this? Mike Mardo. That's how Marion Barber was originally used. Yes, Mike Mardo. Yeah, last year our play calls were predictable. Yeah, so this year you can't be so predictable. You don't have the same people on the team. Yeah, Vernon Davis. Thank you, Italian Cowboys, for the tight end for the Redskins. So Alex Smith, he got some weapons underneath. He got some weapons that he can pass. He don't have to worry about forcing the ball down the field. Shout out to Alex Smith, but we'll see. We'll see. Cal Banks, man, shout out to you too as well. Thank you for joining in. Karen, what's good? Good morning to you guys. Hope you guys got your coffee and everything like that. KD Dollars, man, that's a cold name. That's a cold name. What's going on? What's going to happen with T Will? It's been quiet. We're waiting. I don't know if he's going to get suspended. If he gets suspended, from those who don't want T. Will on the team, it may be a good draw for us because of the simple fact that he lose all his guaranteed money, and then they can cut him, and then they can go look at other receivers, what have you. As far as me personally, T. Will, I just hope that he can find a way to just get everything together, because he is the pretty much veteran wide receiver for this team. If you look at it from the other aspects of it, he pretty much knows more of the plays outside of Cole Beasley. So we don't know, but we will see. The T. Will situation been very quiet out there for the nation. Any news on Gathers? No news on Gathers so far, but I just hope that Gathers can get out there and learn to play. I always say this, and everybody, hey man, why you say this, Law? The tight end is the third hardest position to learn, and you got so many responsibilities where you're going to line up, whether it's in line or whether you're going to reverse and move you out to the outside, whether you're going to have to step back and chip and shade, or whether or not you can line up in the fullback position. There's so many things and responsibilities with the tight end, and you just can't just say, okay, all right, with this position out of the 46 roster, or of course we know it's 53 men, but out of the 46 that's going to travel with the team and be active every Sunday, and Monday and Tuesday, Thursday nights, what have you, will you dedicate a roster spot for just a I guess 3 snap a game or 3-4 snap a game player? That's a big question. So hopefully Rico Gathers this offseason, coming around preseason, hopefully he can step it up and we can say, okay, this 6'8" guy, 280 some odd pounds, maybe we can utilize him. I hope that Jahad Ward hype is real. We needs to help. My guy, Italian Cowboy, man, he showed me a clip of Jahad Ward from Blogging the Boys. I'm talking about using that hand, that technique, good hand placement, getting separation, explosiveness. He's showing that he learned that. And this is before Rod Marinelli even touches him and teaches him individually. So I like what I'm seeing out there, but it's against space. We would need to see a little bit more information on Jahad Ward down the line. Hey, he's like a Jimmy Graham. This is from Marquez. He talking about the Rico Gathers. I think Jimmy Graham is a little further along. Julius Thomas is a little further along. But we will see, though. We have to wait in time. Dan Bailey, this is from Karen. You guys give me all the insights. With Dan Bailey, We'll see. He looks like the injury from last year. It looks like it slowed him down a little bit. I think they rushed him out too soon. I think Dan Bailey was like, "Look, wait a minute, this Jeff Heath guy is making these kicks. Let me hurry up and get out there." And they kind of put him out there too quick, too soon. So hopefully Dan Bailey can. Hopefully he's healthy now, and we'll see a little bit different. All right, Nicola, what's going on? Shout out to you. Thank you for joining in. He said, "I'm a fan, Law, but you're not realistic. It relates to our current roster. I like the tax. Cowboys fans for life, but we don't win rings without NFL first team tight ends." I mean, um, Nicola, when you talk about realistic, what do you think I'm supposed to say? I mean, this is the thing. As Cowboys, it's a Cowboy centric fan show or Cowboy centric page. It's Law Nation. You guys know how it goes. What do we supposed to say? Doom and gloom. We're supposed to say if Ezekiel Elliott miss every game this season, we'll still be 9-7. Or we supposed to say we wish that Roger Goodell don't have the spotlight on us, or what we supposed to say? Basically, think about last year. And I would challenge anybody in the chat box, or I call it the heat box now. I'll challenge anybody. If you think for sure if Ezekiel Elliott did not miss 6 games last year, would we still be 9-7? Or would we be better? Or even this year, if we remove the Dez Bryant from the team, or remove the tight end situation like Jason Witten, what will our record be now? What are we supposed to say? We supposed to say, okay, without Dez Bryant, without Jason Witten, we supposed to be 4-12. We supposed to be 5-11 because we're not able to move the ball. It goes back down to the base of the offense, base of what this team trying to do. We are run first team. So now we got a tight end. This team went and drafted Schultz. They got a tight end now who's pretty much, he's going to be a run blocker. And then we already know what Jeff Swain can do. We already saw what Jake Baldwin, whatever his name is. We saw what he can do. So give or take, they went and got a Bo Scarborough. They went and got redrafted, or we picked up Darius Jackson. They went and picked these guys up because they know that they're going to be a heavy run offense. And then on top of that, they went and drafted a Michael Gallup. They went and drafted a Cedric Wilson. These guys, they're supposed to step it up. It's about setting up your future. Now, are we a plus 2 games from last year with Ezekiel Elliott? What's a plus 2 games from last year? That puts you in 10-6, 11-5 situations. So I don't know. I mean, what we supposed to say? Doom and gloom. Jeff Heath is garbage. Cowboy Nation TV DC4L. Hey, he said Jeff Heath is garbage. I mean, he is leading the team in interceptions in the last 2 or 3 years. I think that Jeff Heath is a rotational guy. I would not personally put Jeff Heath in every starting position. And I just have my reservations on his angles in certain situations. But Jeff Heath, he's an instinctive guy. He's a gambler. So hopefully, and hopefully with a different scheme, a different type of schematics, I guess you can say, with Chris Richard, his system, maybe with his implementation, maybe we see something different. But just give Jeff Heath time. And I just think that we have $15 million to play with. We still might go out there and get a veteran guy, whether it be an Eric Reed, or whether it be, I don't know if Trey Boston's still out there, or whether it be Earl Thomas. We just never know. Law, record prediction in 2018. He said he thinks 10-6 is from Jod H. I don't know, man. If we go 10-6, that's plus 1 game from last year. So are we better? Are we that much better? Are we a plus 1 game from last year? You see, 10-6 is a whole different outlook than what 9-7 look like or feel like. Second half adjustments. If we was to make better second half adjustment, if we didn't do the turnovers and things like that against the Ram games, against the quote unquote the Aaron Rodgers game, if we'd have won those 2 games, would the season look differently? Those are so many questions that we have to have and ask ourselves. Andrew Castillo, Jeff Heath is a quality safety. Give the man some time. Hey, he said it. Nicola, tired of excuses. Ballers show up. If you're a Cowboys, understand what comes with it. Handle it and show up on Sundays. Yes, ballers have to show up. They have to show up. They have to come into this thing and be ready to play. That's what we want to see from our players. They have to show up and show out. But at the end of the day, if you're not getting called for the holds, you know what I'm saying. And I'm not trying to make excuses. I'm not trying to say that we don't have any ballers on our team, but it's a twofold system. So hopefully these guys come out there and they show up and they show out. And then hopefully we can see that from the Rico Gathers. If he's saying that he's going to be the next baller, hopefully we'll see that from Tavon Austin. We'll see. Time will tell it all. Time will tell it all. Who else we have? Paul. How much time should we give Jeff Heath? Jeff Heath been in the mix for a long time. He has. He has been in the mix for a long time. Um, I don't know, but we'll see. That's why I said, get somebody a known commodity like the Earl Thomas. Come on, Cowboys. Come on, let's make this deal. or Eric Reed. I do know that it's so PC with that guy, but that's a good placement right there. Mix those two into the mix, and then you just have a nice secondary, as far as defensive backs. 9 wins to 10 wins is not that crazy. Laugh out loud. This is Marshall. Yeah, you're right. We're really not that bad. 9-7 is a winning season. We saw teams to win the Super Bowl with a 9-7 record. It's just that we have one of the hardest divisions in the NFL, and we don't get credit for it. A lot of national media, the NFL, national media, ESPNs of the world say, "Oh man, this division is trash." But we did win 5-1 in this division, and we saw the Super Bowl champions, the Philadelphia Eagles. We saw them struggle against the Giants. We saw that, right? They didn't just go out there and demolish the Giants last year. They didn't do that. Name me the tape. Show me the tape that they just went out there and controlled the entire game. It took them a miracle kick from their kicker to beat that team. So we play each other hard, but people fail to realize that. And everybody like to point fingers towards the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Patriots and say, okay, this is the model the NFL should go by as far as winning and this sort of thing. But those powder puff division, come on now. L Train 45 in the mix. We have to win at the line of scrimmage, yeah, on both sides this year. Not just win, but dominate. Yeah, I say this all the time with the line of scrimmage play. We have to win the battle in the trenches. And that's my only reservation as it relates to the defensive front, the defensive tackle. We know we can win on the edge. We know that without a shadow of a doubt. It's just that as far as the offensive side of the ball, we know we're going to win that with Travis Frederick and Zach Martin and my guy, Connor Williams. We know we're going to win with that guy, right? We know that. We know that. All right. Um, this is from, man, you guys got some fire questions today, man. I appreciate that. Shout out to you guys for these fire questions. It took a 60-yard field goal to beat the New York Giants. This is from Italian Cowboy. Yeah, you're right. Mike D, do you think it will see some 10 personnel because of the tight end inexperience? I can see after we dominate the run, that we take the tight end off the field finally, and we put in the Tavon Austin kid, and we put in the three wide receiver like the Deontay Thompson, and you add in a Tavon Austin, and you put in the Gallup. I can see that. And when you're talking about the 10 personnel guys, remember, go back to my understanding the personnel group video, is that you will have and the guys who play Madden, you guys know the ace formation, the one running back and the multiple receivers out there. Pretty much that's the ace formation. You'll pretty much utilize that more, and you can really flex it out to so many motions because Ezekiel Elliott, don't forget, he can catch the ball out of the backfield. So I always say Ezekiel Elliott too as well. He's probably one of the better slot receivers that we have on this team. The boy got hands. The boy got them hands. You don't want to see those hands from Ezekiel Elliott. Dennis Smith, what do you think about the linebacker group right now? The linebacking group. Oh man, it all depends on LVE, 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 LVE. It depends. We line up with nickel so much too as well, and by having a nickel, do you put in, depending on how LVE play. Do you substitute? I know you really don't want to take Jalen Smith off the field, but do you sub? And you're definitely not going to take number 50 off the field, Sean Lee. So with the nickel formation, maybe you rotate the LVE and the Jalen Smith in and out, interchangeable, depending on the down and out distance. But it depends too as well how much Kayvon Frazier plays, because if you can put him down into the box, and if he can play pretty much the cover the opposition out there, maybe you would not sub out the Cheeto Bay Awuzie, the Anthony Brown. There's a lot of mixed as far as formation. So we play what it was 75-80% nickel. So that's how I look at the linebacking core, and we will know. We will know once this preseason set up, and we can see the formation of how the Cowboys going to run. Cole Free, man, what's going on with you, man? Cowboys have the best linebacker group in the NFC East. I'm not going to give them that throne yet. The Eagles still have a formidable linebacking crew, and I like the Redskin linebacking crew. The Brown kid, he flies out. He's got a lot of tackles. But as far as best, you can say one of. We'll see how hot it is where you at Lost 104 degrees. It's going to be 104 degrees. I'm about to get outside and set up a tent, get the barbecue going, and see what's all we can do with that. Love the team chemistry. This is from Italian Cowboy. Yes, team chemistry wins everything. All right, let's calm down on the linebacking comment. Yeah, Andrew Castillo. Yes, you're right. So with that being said, guys, that's all the time I have. Let me just let you guys know that, remember, we will be better collectively this year. I do know that a lot of people don't believe it. I know you guys want to taste and see and touch and feel it, but it's just going to be one of those years where it's an even year for Jason Garrett. And also too as well, I do know that everybody have their reservations on Dak Prescott. I do know that everybody have their small reservations on his wide receiving core by committee. But it's just gonna be better. Just have those positive feelings, because I just can't explain it. It's just going to be that way. Just tell me I'm straight out of Homerville, but it is what it is. Let me be the crown, the king of Homerville. All right, so Christopher Durham, what's going on? TW is the sleeper. Terrence Williams, right? Peace out, Paul, man. Thank you guys for tuning in. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Salute. I'm out. Let's jam out to some of this good stuff, man. Where that music at? I'm trying to find this music. Where can I find this music? There she go. There she go. Happy 4th of July, man. You ready?